Hey friend, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jordan. I hope that you are doing well, and I really hope that this message and this video finds you in good spirits. For those of you who don't know me, I am a tarot reader slash psychic medium slash spiritualist slash enthusiast. I like to stand up for what's right. I like to stand up for what I believe in, and more importantly, I like to stand up for people. Okay, I believe that people have spiritual freedom even in the spiritual community. So I'll open up with that strong statement. Today's channeled message is timeless. So no matter when you're viewing this, no matter, the date, the time, however long from now it is, I hope it'll resonate. I did add a piece of ancestor money with the message personally for myself that also coincided with what my spirit guides, who are my parents, wanted me to kind of include in this message for you. This is going to be some spiritual advice from your ancestors for sure, my spirit guides, and just based on what's important right now in your life. I know things are hectic. You guys don't mind if I smoke, do you, as we talk about the things that are hectic. Things are hectic right now. I know a lot of people are trying to place their pain and move their pain somewhere else, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. Let's just be clear. But I do believe that through spirituality, being ourselves, unapologetically, that we can see clearly our path to healing. I think that it's just that simple. It really has been, for sure. For sure. So, I am going to post the timestamps below in the description box of each pile. So this is pile number 1, number 2, number 3. I don't have the cards already pulled. I like to kind of read on the spot. Okay, so I don't, I'm still getting used to the pick a card thing, but definitely not, new to the messages and stuff like that. But I just kind of feel better with this. I know that you guys need some type of visual, so I hope that this does help. This is pile number 1, message number 2, and message number 3. So again, that's message number 1, message number 2, and message number 3. Okay, as you are thinking about these piles, I do want you to kind of focus on what the concept is here. A lot of you have already went into love in your hearts. A lot of you have already went into your, your spiritual gifts, but I want you to be open about what your spirit guides have for you, what's most important. I'm not going to put an ending time or a starting time on this as far as like when the message will expire. I think that I hope that it's my intention that it's timeless, for sure. Okay, we're gonna start with pile number 1. Remember, take what resonates and leave what does not resonate. Everything's not gonna resonate with you. Everything's not gonna make sense to you. However, it will make sense to someone else, that needs it, for sure. Okay, so forgive me because I kind of like to take notes or whatever, and I like to scribble when I do this. So pile number 1, those of you who picked pile number 1, how do you feel? Very refreshed to enter into your energy. The very first thing that I'm seeing are these spiritual gates that the ancestors are showing me. This deals with a new path. It deals with something refreshing. And it also deals with being lost at the same time. So I don't think that you were aware up until now that you have this new path, this new life, this new vibration, this new energy that you are about to be a part of. The confusion and the being lost. Hold on, let me put this out, because it is starting to get deep. Can I pick it up later? The confusion and being lost. There's something clouding you right here. Okay, guys and girls who picked pile number 1. This to me is kind of like you go directly to what's happening in your reality. So you either go straight to relationship issues, you go straight to, what the kids are doing, where your finances and stuff like that. These are things that you need to kind of move over to the side, because none of that has to do with what's actually happening in your life. Okay, the very first ancestral message that I wrote is remember who you were when you were a kid. Okay, remember who you were when you were a kid. As much of that as you can possibly remember. We're going to send those intentions into the universe along with that ancestral connection to your spirit guides. I think it's important for you to remember who you were when you were a kid. Okay, there's a lot of happiness there, there's a lot of hope there, and there are some things that you're going to have to adopt in that childlike vibration if you're going to successfully make it through, which I know that you will. Okay, and I'll spread these for you at the end of the video. Another thing that comes up here, this deals with, because again, this is timeless, so I don't want to put a specific date on it, but let's just say later on in the week, okay? Maybe your Thursdays. If you'll notice, like, your Thursdays are more and more like jam-packed with things to do, which adds to the lower vibrational energy that you already carry, you know, as far as thinking that everything's going wrong in your relationship, not seeing the ancestral pathway that is laid out before you. My suggestion on what to do, make the end of your week like your cleansing and clearing week. You get what I'm saying? Make that the time that you kind of cleanse and clear. Make sure you clean your altars up. If you don't have one, you need to definitely get one. Altars are a necessity, but I think that if you do this around Thursday going into Friday and Saturday, I think that you just kind of feel lighter. You know, I found being a reader and being intuitive that if my space isn't clean, I feel horrible. Okay, so let's move forward. I'm going to keep my pen right here because for some reason I'm really drawn to it during your message. Build on solid ground being the first energetic vibration that shows up. Let's dig into this. You gotta excuse my tarot cards. Sometimes I like to use my tarot cards like kind of like a file cabinet. I kind of like to peek through. I think that's what I'm gonna do today. Okay. Take back your power showing up upright, along with the ancestors' energy showing up here. Let's pull some generalized tarot to kind of see where this is going for those of you who picked this pile. Okay, now remember I was talking to you about the pathway that your ancestors kind of showed me. This to me is like in a white light. It's very bright, very inviting, but not necessarily noble. It's just something that you deserve, you know, without the nobility aspect to it. So it's a new pathway with less responsibilities. I think that you are going to want to take this. How do you access this, or is it just natural? I'm curious. Okay. Death being in reverse here, I do feel like you naturally access it through your own intuition is what I'm going to say. The pathway again shows up here. Let's channel something here because this is kind of heavy. So maybe you'll notice right now this time that you kind of feel a little heavy right now. Okay, you kind of feel a little dense right now because we are talking about your path and your purpose here. But let's channel here. Okay, so you've got your path, your purpose. What is stopping you? What will stop you? What are the adversaries here? Okay, so this is not going to be your normal approach. So in other words, you have that mentality where you've kind of, thank you spirit guys, where you kind of feel like, okay, if I don't treat my family right, you know, good things won't happen. You know, not that you shouldn't treat your family right, but where you're going, the path that's open up for you, those of you who picked this file specifically, you know, what's yours is yours. Okay, this to me is like a guilt. You guys have to really deal with these emotions. You know, a lot of this stuff can be bottled up. You know, I do want you to take note of the heaviness that you feel right now, for sure. The heaviness that you feel, the disconnect, maybe not even within the message, but just from the energy right now, just really depicts on where you are at spiritually. Maybe you need to be doing something in your spiritual journey, you know, whether it be meditating. I'm always gonna point you to your candles. You know, your candles are like a go-to for that spiritual connection. Okay, but I do want to kind of tear here for a second and say, look, you feel that heavy energy? It's not mine, it's yours. It belongs to you. A lot of people are like, how can I clear my energy? You know, what can I do? How can I clear my energy? The very first thing you can do is you got to understand energy isn't like sand or dirt. You can't just wipe it away, move it away, you know, manipulate it that way. Okay, energy is essentially what you make it, and it holds power, the power of what you give it. So I want to say that. So how you can clear your energy is maybe listening to some good music. You know what I'm saying? Everything is not always a spiritual remedy here. It's not always a spiritual remedy. Okay? Meaning you don't have to balance your chakras right away. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do these things right away. It's not always a spiritual remedy that brings you into the positive energy. You know, all I'm doing right now is kind of sitting with the heaviness, waiting for it to pass, talking to you, channeling, smoking me a cigarette, you know, so I can see exactly how you uncover this. Sometimes it takes time to clear your energy. Be patient with yourself. You know, what are you in such a hurry for? I love where you guys are headed. I feel like, you know, today, I just love where you guys are headed, and mark today in your calendar whenever you're watching this. Now, for some reason, my spirit guides are talking about your mom. Okay? The relationship, not only the relationship with your mom, but just the last thing that you said to her. Okay? The very last thing that you said to your mother. Okay? If you can't remember that, if you know exactly what that is, or the energy around that, maybe it wasn't that good, maybe it was, you know, I'm just going to suggest that you put it on a piece of regular paper, or maybe a bay leaf would be too small, but ancestor money would definitely suffice. And you need to dissipate this energy, so maybe using some type of chili powder, some type of protection oil, along with a black obsidian at the base whenever you burn it. So you'd have something like this, or your cauldron, or whatever you use, and you put your black obsidian at the bottom, your red chili flakes, and you take your piece of paper, your ancestor money, you burn the vibration of that last conversation. This, to me, is just one component that gets you closer to unlocking your destiny. You got to look at this as like a ritual. That's really what we're reading here, is a ritual of it. Also, taking sound advice from the masculine energies, or your father figures in your life, your brothers, even your partners that are males, is going to be vital in getting you into this new vibration, this new door that I see for you. Okay, so I do like that. Why the heaviness, Spirit? Okay, the heaviness is because you haven't taken the spiritual path serious. For a lot of you at all, for most of you, you just don't take it serious. Maybe you don't maybe you don't pour into it the way that you should. You know, the internet only holds so much of what you're able to do, or it can only guide you so much. You know, your spiritual reader, your intuitive, your psychic medium can only give you so many tools, and you have to, again, go back to remembering who you were as a kid, you know, when you created things, when you had an imagination, when you were able to, you know, go outside and the world was at your fingertips. You know, spirituality is very much so the same exact way. I think we can move forward with that now. Okay. There's a lot of water depicted here. So a lot of emotions, a lot of heightened emotions, a lot of different emotions, but I do like the water element here that shows up here. This lets me know that for the most part, your emotions are consistent. You know what I mean? They are many, but they are consistent. I like that they are flowing here. Essence is now upright because this was in a mutable position, so you probably see me flip a card. I do flip cards when they're in a mutable position, or we can kind of change the vibration of a reading. A reading is supposed to speak life and not always doom, okay? So make sure sometimes you turn your cards to tarot readers if you need to. Essence is now upright since we moved that energy that's stopping you from achieving this spiritual doorway that I see in the spirit for you. So I do like that. Okay, we've addressed the family aspect of it, and I think that where you feel right now is kind of maybe crappy a little bit, But where you're going, if you can kind of keep your eyes on the prize, I think you'll be very happy at where you end up. Okay? Very happy at where you end up. What is the power? Taking your power back about. Sorry. Taking your power back. Okay, this is the energy that you need to come out of. I don't think that I don't think that you position yourself to be weak at all. You know, you are a very strong individual. You are a very strong person. You don't need to have that take your power back mentality. Your power is something that can never be taken from you. And I think that it's time that you realize that and you stand up in that truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you may have fallen. You may have been a little weak. But taking your power back is definitely not necessary. Okay? At all. So, a lot of you guys are anticipating in the week ahead, again, this is timeless, so whenever you see this, and maybe the next week, a lot of you guys are anticipating in the week ahead being something that is dreadful. Let's take a closer look into the week ahead. Okay, highly intuitive here, you guys. So you guys are picking up on situations and circumstances that aren't necessarily happening. In other words, maybe you're worrying about something that you shouldn't be worried about right now. But I do feel like the week ahead, for some reason, the guilt energy shows up upright, as well as the manifestation piece here. So this, to me, I feel like we've addressed it when we channeled right here, kind of saying that last conversation with your mother. I also want to imply the mothering figure and manifestation go hand in hand. You know, our mothers birthed us into this world. Manifestation is about creating something new. So again, that last conversation, whether it be bad or good, I think you need to dissipate it and send it into the universe, again, with that technique that I told you. So this is kind of recapping on that. That's what I feel. Let me see if I should talk about love. That's what I feel, and that's what your spirit guides feel is important for you to take away from that. Those of you who picked pile number 1. Okay, I hope that helps you and gives you some type of insight until we meet again. So let's get ready and let's move on. Okay, so that wraps up that energy. Give me just a second, because I should have did that before I hit start. Okay. Like my contacts, does anyone else's contacts like bother them? Is it the incense smoke or something? Could be a cigarette smoke too. Who knows? Okay. So, okay. So, pile number 2, those of you who picked message number, pile number 2. Okay, this is your oracle card and this is your message. This talks about the pain of the relationship, the pain of love. This message, I feel like in its entirety, is going to definitely be about love, about your relationship, and how to navigate through it for those of you who picked this pile. Sorry about that. Okay. So, love. So we're definitely gonna need the tarot, and we're gonna need the channel on this one. I do want to say that in its entirety, the whole message is not about love. I like to feel like you like to feel like there's a lot, like there's a lot more going on in your life than just than just the love. Okay, I had to bring my wand out because, you know, sometimes talking about love can be finicky. Seek what is hidden comes up. So seek what is hidden. Seek what is hidden. You know, the spirits are very diverse with their messages today. Seek what is hidden. Okay, this does not deal with cheating. It doesn't deal with lies and things of that nature, but it does deal with a hidden part of your relationship, one that you want to see for your relationship. Seek what is hidden. Okay, the ancestral energy here, let me call my spirit guides to kind of help me out with this. What does that mean? Okay. So, a major growing opportunity for those of you who are in a relationship. And let me just break this down. A relationship does not necessarily mean that you are a committed boyfriend and girlfriend. A relationship could simply be someone that you are engaging in sexual activities with, someone that you are talking to, someone that you are you know, in cahoots with. That is a relationship. You and I have a relationship right now, and we may or may not even know each other. Okay, so before I completely lose you at, oh, well, we ain't been together and we ain't been talking and all that other stuff, you know, I want to tell you, like, no, ma'am, this relationship reading is for you, who specifically picked pile number 2. Okay, I think that you are definitely with your soulmate as of right now, and I think that seek what is hidden talks about within your partners or within whoever you are in cahoots with within their life. Seek what is hidden. What do they hold back from you? You get what I'm saying? The strong intuitive sense shows up. You know that you have a gift. You know that you have an ability. Okay, have you used this gift and this ability to tap into your twin flame or your soulmates? Ask to tap into their vibration. You know, seek what they're not telling you right now, because sometimes the energy of a secret doesn't always mean infidelity. Sometimes it means a hidden pain. Okay, and I think that that is going to take you far. Okay, some of you already have children with this individual. I'm gonna leave it at that. Some of you, for the ones of you that do have children with the individual, it's important that you sow into this person if you want this person to be a part of the family unit. You know, for some reason they feel very disconnected. They feel like they're not a part of the family. Verbiage shows up here, so I think in some of the things that you have said, some of the things that you have maybe conveyed to that person, not necessarily putting them in a good vibration. Let me pick up my cigarette on this one, because I know I'm gonna lose some of you. Okay. Do you mind if I light it on my candle? Now let me say this. Okay, I'm not saying that everything that they have done is completely right. All I'm saying is that you, being the intuitively bigger individual here, which I know that you are, okay, I think that you have to be the intuitively bigger person. Okay, even though they may not feel as though they fit in right now. Maybe they did it to themselves. Okay, I hear what you're thinking, friend. You know, I'm sorry, I can't curse, but that person, you know, they did it to themselves. Okay, but you're talking about the end game here in your relationship, the end all be all, and you do want that connection. Okay, I feel like maybe you are dealing with the air sign. Definitely a water sign, so that's going to be a confirmation for you guys. For sure. It's just, I can feel where you're at right now, like, Jordan, wait a minute, no, you don't understand what this person did to me, you don't understand what they have going on. All I asked you to do, sis, sir, was to seek what was hidden, basically their pains. You know what I'm saying? When people are not hurting on the inside, they have a better attitude. Us included. Now, I will say that how do they feel was the channel message that I did channel prior to coming on here. How do they feel? And we've addressed how they felt. How do you feel? Okay, how do you feel? Okay, we've got a hidden question here. Let me put some of these cards over, bitch. Sorry. We've got a hidden question here. So I think that you do have a sense of compassion. I think that you care. I think you want to save your family, save your homes, and things like that. But I do feel like the question that you're asking yourself, which is going to really put you in a heap of trouble, friend, with another manifestation card showing up upright with some negative energy here. Be careful what you're asking yourself in the universe at this time. Will we last? Will we be together? Let me ask you this. Do you want to first? Okay, now I'm going to ask this question in two different ways. I haven't seen the card, but I am going to show you what it says, okay? If you were to ask this question in a positive light, like, we'll be together, won't we? This says your answer is in the cards, okay? Hence, what I've told you. However, if you ask, are we gonna last? Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna be together? Your answer in the cards redirecting you back into an energy is gonna kind of send you spiraling. You ain't gonna know what to do, okay? Have that positive outlook. Okay, the searchers energy is up right here, as well as the diviners, as well as the intuitives. So I do feel like it's just who you are as a person. You're just gonna want to do more for that person. You just have to be that go-to person. And unfortunately, you have to be this in your relationship. The number 6 shows up here, so I feel like a lot of you could be dealing with somebody that has a correlation to June, not just a birthday, a date of significance, especially as we look into that pain and what's bothering them. Okay, June also resonates with the energy of something that happened in the beginning of a year. It deals with the fathering figure energies. It deals with not being close to children. And it could also deal with legal issues as well. So there's a lot that the name and the month of June holds, and it's up to you to kind of figure that out. I think that with the intuition card showing upright, the compassion card being present here, and also you just being in tune with how they feel and being who you are vibrationally, I don't think that you'll have a problem with seeing their pain. Okay, I also want you to take note of how you feel in this moment. It kind of feels a little heavy. You kind of feel a little disconnected right now. That is in response to your energy and where you are spiritually. You know, it's not me. It's you, friend. Okay? Okay? It's you. So, what do you need to do different in your spirituality? You know, my spirit guides are saying that you aren't really doing much of anything right now. And I'm going to tell you something. If what you're doing, I can look up on the internet, you're not doing much of anything right now. Okay? Get creative. Get back into, you know, your creative mode. Connect with your ancestors through creativity. That's how you do it. And that's how you birth something new. That's how you birth your next cleansing ritual. That's how you birth your next way to meditate, your next way to connect. Okay, that's what I'm going to say in regards to that, to kind of dissipate that. We are going to jot some of this down on paper though. Okay, writing, guided writing, channeled writing, ancestral writing is a very good way to kind of dissipate energy throughout your readings, especially if you're feeling stuck and if you're trying to read yourself. You know, it's literally like just kind of jotting things down. You may write words and stuff like that, but it's like reading tarot as well. So as you jot things down, you know, or as we naturally talk, there's a lot of different energies that are passed through until it feels a little lighter. So we just jot until we're a little lighter. Now, since I am jotting and channeling, this does talk about the energy of sexual abuse being present. And I think you may need to correlate the sexual abuse that you have experienced or witnessed in your life with your partners. It doesn't matter if they're a man. Okay, I think that they are in fear of something happening to someone close to them, maybe a child or something, and this is something that they don't necessarily know how to convey to you, so that's why you feel that disconnect. So that's why you feel that that disconnect there. Okay, now there is a woman coming out of the energy here, coming out of the essence. And this woman has very short hair. She has very piercing eyes. To me, she seems like she was definitely in the Bible, a godly woman. Okay, she might have cursed a little bit, but she vibrated on she resonated on the vibration of the God frequency. What does she have to say to you? Connecting again. Okay, connecting again, remembering your ancestors and the ones that you've lost. her energy is not very inviting. I will say that. So you need to make sure that you, sometimes our spirit guides, and again, this is not your spirit guide. This is someone that they've lost. Not again, but that might have been for the first time. But anyway, sometimes our spirit guides are not necessarily inviting. The energy kind of feels dense, so people feel like they have like an evil spirit around them or something like that. Not necessarily. You just need to make sure that you're talking. Okay, this woman is someone who is who has seen a lot. I will tell you that. She's not a immediate family member. This is an ancestor, okay, from like the 1970s. On behalf of this other person. Now, with her showing up from the 1970s and where we are as of right now, this to me says that no one on his side and his family are spiritual at all. So what you need to do is you got your work cut out for you. You're going to have to burn your white candles. You're going to have to make some space on your altar for their ancestors as well. And in return, get the relationship that you desire. This to me is key. This to me is key. I feel like that's very noble. I just feel like y'all are some amazing people, okay? All of you guys, but especially like the way these messages are coming out, this to me has purpose, it has destiny, and it's you're gonna help somebody, and that's what I'm about. As long as you're helping somebody, a friend, I'm good, okay? Let's see what this woman has to say. So thanking me for her introduction, for sure. Okay, I think she looks a lot more scarier than what her essence actually appears to be. She is also a spirit guide of yours, maybe not in your immediate family, but she's close to you, as well as with the marital energy showing up. So this talks about you guys being soulmates, meant for each other, and she wants to help you navigate in the realm of relationship that you want to navigate in, and really soliciting your help. Okay, I feel like this deals with breaking generational curses as well. It also deals with your partner probably moving very soon, or having to relocate or change jobs. There's just a lot of unsteady energy around them. Okay, in the weeks to come, the week ahead, you're going to have to kind of be that grounding vibration, that grounding vibe in their life, and not really ask them the question why. Okay, this is per your ancestor-in-law. Not really asking that question why. Sometimes that question why has a lot of frustration to it, and a lot of people don't really. It holds energy. Words hold energy. Okay, so when they tell you they're gonna do something, they have something to do, just say okay. Okay, just say okay. The month of March showing up as well. Okay, so this actually talks about, the long haul. Okay, this to me is like a new season 6 months from now, is what I'm going to say. So again, this is timeless. So whenever you may be seeing this, 6 months from now is not really a long time, but it's not really a long time when you're healing somebody, helping, cultivating the relationship and the life that you want within this individual. And I think that this individual adds to you spiritually in a way that you don't even recognize yet. Okay, they are tapped into their inner child. They don't mind using their imagination. Okay, hopefully they're not lying to you, which I don't feel like they are lying to you. So I'm going to keep it positive. But I do feel like that's... Oh, I'm sorry, John. Let me show y'all something. Okay, this scared the hell out of me. I'm going to move it over here. So I can keep an eye on it. I just had something burning at my altar, so it'll join us, which the energy from it feels pretty amazing. Okay, so... I feel like they're going to help you tap in, is what I'm going to say, before I was absolutely, completely startled. Okay? So I like that. Take that and run with it for now, friend. Run with it for now. Loving that. So we're going to move on to pile number 3. All right, friend. Last but not least. Those of you who picked message number 3, okay, Message number 3, I want to say that you guys are highly, highly intuitive. Okay, you guys have a very not intoxicating, but admirable way of thinking about the world, about the universe, about how things work, about the what ifs. I myself am a Pisces, so I live in the realm of the what ifs, what people might call La La Land, but I do want to say I like your version of La La Land, guys. Okay, so let's pull your ancestor money and let's see what message we're going into to start with. Deeper path. deeper path for sure. Okay. I think that you are going to change the world. Whether or not it's spiritual, everything is spiritual in a sense. Do you care about people? Do you love people? Do you just want to see people do well? If you want to see yourself do well, then everyone knows the best way to self-healing and to achieve everything that you want in your life is to help someone else achieve it in theirs. Okay. Sometimes I feel like those are just my own aspirations, and I'm trying not to push them off on everybody because I know that everybody doesn't have, the same crusade energy or whatever, but I love the crusade energy, so I'm going to sit with you guys on this message, those of you who picked file number 3. Diving deep, the well shows up. So deeper path, deeper meaning, deeper sense of life. I think that you are a part of a small fraction. Not saying that the other fractions are insignificant, but those of you who picked this message, I think that you're a part of a small fraction of diving deeper. I will say this is where the energy of addictions lie. This is where the energy of all those faults and all those things that you think are not worthy of, being a hero. This is where those things lie. And I hate to break it to you, but, if it wasn't for your flaws, your addictions, for what you feel like sets you below the bar, you wouldn't be able to save the world and touch people. People can't resonate with someone who hasn't made mistakes. They can't resonate with someone who hasn't, walked that side of life or done those things. Okay. I feel like I'm also going to read tarot, but I love the deeper meaning here with you guys. So I'm also going to read some energy of some crystals. My spirit guys know I'm all about let's save the world. I'm going to save the world together. The world needs saving, friend. Does anybody else feel like that, or is it just me? Okay, sometimes I feel like it's just me, but I'm glad to know that it is you as well. Okay, so you're diving deep. You are a deep thinker, and life really matters. You ask yourself a lot of questions that really have nothing to do with you, but you can't help because your inquisitive mind, your spirit, your soul really wants to know. I want you to keep asking those questions. Okay? I want you to keep asking those questions. Maybe a lot of this feels like, what's that word? What is that word whenever I know the word. It's like when you think about conspiracy theories. Maybe a lot of your assumptions, rest on the basis of conspiracy theories. Maybe you just think about how the world works. I think in all of your conspiracy theorism, that you actually have something great, amazing, and intuitive there. If you are a reader, if you're not, you definitely need to be. I think you need to be sharing this via video message on the internet, on the World Wide Web, because a lot of people are gonna be awakened by what you have to bring. Okay, the very first thing that shows up here is a very complex person that you are. A lot of people don't understand your emotions. A lot of people don't understand exactly what it is that you are giving off. They can't read you. They can't, they don't know where you're at any given moment. And this is not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be, and you already know this, if you're trying to build a relationship or something like that. I think you've done a great job at navigating that. I think that you are all for the task ahead. This to me, you guys are very expertise in your gifts. You guys are very expertise in your intuition, which just, you may not know the definition of it, but you know how you feel. Okay, you know how you feel. You know what you feel, and I think that you are taking a stand for what is right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Your ancestors are backing you, guys, at this point. You know what I'm saying? They're backing you, they're supporting you, and they're supporting your deeper endeavors. I do want to say again that this does not have to be a spiritual endeavor to change the world. Maybe you just want to, maybe you're a poet. Maybe you write poetry. You're going to touch somebody. By changing the world, I'm talking about the heart of people. I'm talking about touching people like you and me that used to be hurt, that are hurting, that go through our things that we go through. We are the world, and we are the change that needs to happen. There's not a lot of people that jump in on that bandwagon. Those of you who pick message number 3. So I'm glad to see that you're a part of that. I think that you are deeply fulfilled right now. And I want you to also pay attention to the energy that you feel right now in this moment. The deep connection that you feel to the ancestors, to your ancestors right now. This is going to be something that you should definitely be able to remember. Misplaced pain. Where's your pain at? Where's your hard times, your troubles? I think if you set those aside, I think you'll realize that you don't have hard times or troubles. They're only amplified because of your empathetic ability, because of your heightened sense of intuition. What you pick up from the universe and from these major problems in the world, you only mirror them into your own life, and they're not an accurate depiction of where you're at and what you're going through. Okay? Mediumship shows up, right? And so does an active spiritual connection shows up here. So this lets me know that you talk to the ones that you've lost. You talk to the people that are no longer here with you in spirit, and you are going to really bust the talking to the other side door wide, completely open. I think that let me double check this. Is it? No, it's not. I was almost wrong. I was gonna say I think that would be a necessity in achieving what you're trying to achieve, those deeper meanings, those deeper goals for yourself and for the universe and for the world, but it's not. It's just a part of who you are. You communicate fluidly even when you don't. Stop trying to correlate everything to something that you tried to confirm, something that you can't confirm. Confirmation is something that does not exist in spirituality as we move forward in it. You get what I'm saying? So I want you to kind of be aware of that as well. Channel here, and sometimes I channel because my guides have their own input. It's perfect. To piggyback off of that, the question is this: where would you like to see the men in your family? Okay, whether it be sons, uncles, dads, where would you like to see the men in your family? And here we have another ritual of placement coming up. Okay. So, where would you like to see the men in your family? Okay, I want you to notice something in the reading. Did you notice how at first you couldn't resonate with anything? You couldn't feel where you wanted to see them at, but as soon as the energy got flowing, now you kind of have a sense. You feel that compassion. That is not. You can't reply to me in the form of words, but only energy. Wherever that compassion went, wherever that love is flowing, that's where you want to see the men in your family. And I'm just simply going to stand with you on that as a point of manifestation. Okay, where do you want to see the men of the world? I'll tell you that as well. Okay, what are your weaknesses? Because you're so strong, you have to be weak, right? This is truly your winning season. I love it. Duality shows up here. Birthing of something new has came to a halt at your request. So this could actually be a relationship or cultivating outside relationships, friendships, and stuff like that. You've completely said like, no, not right now. You focus back on yourself. Now the disconnect will come at you focusing back on yourself. Okay, because the focus doesn't necessarily need to be on you right now. It needs to be on those around you, not anyone immediately around you. This will be a turnoff, friend. So if you start thinking about your friends, people at work, you're going to be like, I don't want to help them. That's how it's set up. You're not supposed to be helping those people, generally speaking. Okay, we're talking about the people that you just scroll by on the internet and see, the people that you pass in the street. You know, those are the people that you need to be generally helping. When it comes to helping itself, when it comes to that word helping, there's a lot of lower vibrational energy there. You say that you'll never do it. Okay, you don't want to do it because you automatically in your thought process and in your mind go to the individuals around you. It's not necessarily about anyone around you. Everyone in their life is on their path to healing, whether or not you are intertwined with that individual or not. You got to take your deeper sense of meaning, your deeper passion, your own trials and tribulations of what you've been through, and you got to kind of mix that all together and birth the person that you want to be, the fraction of the world that you want to touch, who you want to help. And you do have a voice. You need to speak up. I'm turning this around, okay? This is suppressed energy right here, basically saying that you are kind of shy and timid, but I'm turning that around in hopes that you manifest and speak up for yourself. Speak up for what you believe in. Speak up for you. You don't have to be an expert at it. You just have to be loud at it, okay? You got to have some passion behind it. Okay, you got to feel what you're doing. You know, everyone's not going to stand on your side, but friend, with a path this noble, a path this honoring, you have a lot of spirits that you haven't even met yet of people that you're going to be helping you. A lot of you are thinking like, oh, he's so positive. I am positive, and positivity is what we need. But I swear to God, I've been there and I've seen it. I've been back again, twice again, and back around. Love this. Love this. I'm going to leave you with that. I absolutely love that, though, pile number 3. Okay, I'm not going to say my most favorite because I don't want anybody to get jealous, but it does make me feel good to know that we're building some type of spiritual team. And, you know, our life has purpose, that deeper sense of purpose that we can't quite put a name on it. You know what I'm saying? That type of purpose. I love it. Excuse me. So thank you so much for tuning into my channel and being a part of my timeless message today that I channel from the ancestors, from my spirit guides and my intuition. And more importantly, thank you for allowing me to mirror a gift that you have, to mirror a gift that you actually execute way better than me. I wouldn't be able to do this if you couldn't do it. Okay. So take that, think about that, okay? If you need to book a one-on-one session with me, you can do so through my website, which is www.ChakraSpiritTarot.com. I suggest the 15-minute sessions, even though there is a wait on the 15-minute sessions right now, but I just suggest a 15-minute session to kind of get us in there. I don't put a time limit on it. You know, I've never had to really tell anybody, okay, I gotta go, unless I really, really had to go. But I really do feel like I do connect with all of my clients, with everyone that I read, and I try to make it an experience and not just a reader giving you a reading. You know, there are tools, we grow together, learn together, and I'm going to pick your brain too, okay? You know, I have a very intimidating personality, but an intimidating personality for a reason. Just like pal number 3, I'm on a crusade to change the world. And by the world, I mean the people, the hearts, the broken, you know, the addicted, the afflicted, the hurting. That's just what I am. So I don't have time for other hurting people who wear their hearts on their sleeves all the time and don't have some type of a spiritual backbone. Okay, we need to band together. I need you to take your heart off your sleeve, and we need to go out into the community, and we need to start helping. Okay, we've been through too much pain just to let our own stuff cloud where we're going. And even though that may not be your path, but that is what I'm manifesting for you. I don't know if I said my phone number. You can definitely reach out to me at 850-461-5252. Visit me on all platforms, on Instagram, Facebook Live, where we do our nightly show at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, where you can get a free reading. You can come up there live with me and get read. We have a really good time. We heal, we grow, and it's inspirational. I'm keeping it that way. So I absolutely love you, and thank you so much, and I'll see you later, alligator. Hey friends, and welcome to my page. So a lot of people have questions on how to book me. You can book me by going to my website, which is www.ChakraSpiritTarot.com, and select any of the services or anything that you feel like you may or may not need. I'll definitely make sure that I correct it and get it right. You can also contact me at 850-461-5252 if you have any questions or concerns that maybe we can handle prior to scheduling for sure. And don't forget to follow me on all platforms. That's Chakra Spirit Tarot, one word, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I love you, and I can't wait to continue healing with you. Bye.